What's good, guys? I'm back with the locals deck profile. So I decided to bring trap tricks to my locals today. Obviously, I copped the deck last week or something like that. I just added a few cards, had some friends loan me some cards, and I did pretty well. My matchups were round one, Kashtira. I beat them 2-1. Round two, I played Rika. I 2-0'd them. Round three, I played the mirror match. They got 2-1, but I counted as a 2-0. I literally threw game two. I had a play where I went into Pingakula, swing at your guy, and then overlay for Zeus. But like I played it out way too quick in my head, and I just attacked with my monster, and then main phase two went into Pingakula. And I missed out on a Zeus play, and then my opponent came back from that. But then game three, I just completely shut him down. So technically, you can count the mirror match as a 2-0. And then I 2-0'd Kashtira round four. And then round five, I played against Labyrinth. Now, for those of you who know me, I don't really play modern Yu-Gi-Oh. I normally play like retro formats and stuff like that. I do still keep in touch with modern Yu-Gi-Oh, so that so when I do want to jump in, I can just hop right back in. But I've never really played Labyrinth. I was super lost. I asked stuff that I shouldn't be asking, and they play skill drain, so I just got mollywopped by that deck. They just completely 2-0'd me. But next week I'll just switch up some stuff in the side deck, so that I can have a better matchup against them. But anyways, guys, let's just hop right into the deck profile. So obviously it's three parallel Exceeds. This is basically the main monster in this deck. So this is gonna get you all of your Exceed plays. This is gonna get you your Pengricula extenders. This is gonna get you your trap tricks, Rafflesia when you want to continue going and not get Nibiru'd. This is gonna get you a time 3 free doer. It can also get you Exciton Knight. You wouldn't necessarily go for that because you'd have to like really commit a board in order to do that. But yeah, this is basically the heart and soul of the deck. I wouldn't play the deck without this. Just two Dianeas. It's a good top deck. It's a good recovery card. But no more than that. Three Marmillos. Obviously, the search is a trap. Three Mantis. I wasn't gonna play three Mantis, but then I realized Mantis can actually search itself out. So in turns where you already have the field spell for the other normal summon, you don't have to go get something else. You can just go Mantis for Mantis and then continue your plays going. And then for your next follow up, you can just have another Mantis, which will get you the extender, which is the Arachnocampa. Arachnocampa, for those of you who don't know, says you can activate this from your hand and special summon it. And then once while he's face up on the board, your cards can't be destroyed by spell. Your spell and traps can't be destroyed. So this is basically your extender into a Rafflesia. Also, this locks you into plants and insect monsters. But this is your extender into Rafflesia. This is your extender once you do like one of the normal plays. That normally gets you your rank 4 play plus you have an extra monster on the board. So you just extend into this guy, then you have a Rafflesia on the board. But that's that. Obviously, three three Pudikas. This is literally only here because you want to get the field spell. I feel like if there was other ways to get the field spell, you probably cut this down. But because this is a body that allows you to go into Sarah and it searches you the field spell, I just feel like it's mandatory to play a 3. And then obviously the field spell. I'm just going over the actual trap tricks engine. And then so 3 Holoteas. This is basically your Shade Brigadine, if I'm not mistaken, if that's what the card is. Basically, you get to activate this the turn you set it, and then you can just trigger your Sarahs off and stuff like that. And then just 5 trap hole cards, besides the Holotea, which is Nightmare, Gravediggers to not get Nibiru. This is basically a Regeki break. And then 1 Floodgate and 1 Bottomless. I played the Bottomless because there's more branded in my locals than there are Kashtira. But funny enough, I didn't get to play against any of them. But this is really good for when they summon Fallen Balbaz. And then this you can just activate whenever you want. Like I said, this is just a Regeki break for another monster. So that's all of the trap tricks cards. Besides the trap trick cards, I played 12 hand traps. So I played 3 Ash, 3 Nibiru. I played 3 Veilers instead of evenly matched. And then I played 3 impermanents. My boy had to take back this impermanence. But the reason, my logic behind it is just that generally speaking, evenly matched is not a card that normally you would main deck. I just feel like Effect Veiler is going to be really good against most matchups. Also, I was afraid that going to locals, I was going to see a lot of mirror matches, and I can't impermanent Sarah. I just wanted to make sure that I can like negate that effect on my turn. And then on top of that, this is not bad against Kashtira pre Arise Heart. So basically, once you notice they don't have like full combo, one of these is gonna make them basically stop and just summon the ball and pass. And or if they have full combo and you have an Ibiru, they may not want to go into like the lock zones, the lock zone portion. So if you get to Veiler them or Ash them correctly, they're kind of forced into doing the rest of their combo, which they just fall into Nibiru. But yeah, those were the hand traps. And then for these last two cards, again, my boy had to take these back. These were a cross out designator. So my theory behind it was playing a lot of games. I noticed that if I open Penguicula and it gets stopped, I kind of just stop right there. So I just wanted something to make sure that my plays would keep going. And also, if I'm playing against Kashtira, Arise Heart doesn't let you call by the grave. So it would just automatically stop whatever card was coming afterwards. I'm sorry, whatever card's gonna come after your Penguicula. It also has applications with the side deck, which I'll show you guys in a second. But yeah, that's 40 cards for the main deck. Let me just hop right back in, and I'll show you my side deck first. So my side deck was 3 evenly matched because this is a go second card. Again, what I figured was Effect Veiler is a good card to have in your hand going first and going second, because I can set up my board, have Effect Veiler, and then that's actually going to do something while I have my board. Evenly Match is literally a go second card. I know you can discard it off of your like Holotea to keep comboing off, but I just feel like that's a card that's, it's going to go minus. A lot of times too, you don't have to activate your Penguicula. I mean, not your Penguicula, your Holotea. There are boards where you can summon Sarah, maybe put a Rafflesia or Penguicula on the board, and then when you set your Holotea becomes a disruption, because your Holotea turns into Sarah summoning either Murmillo or a Pudica, and then that right there is interruption by itself. But anyways, 3 evenly matched in the side deck. 3 anti-spell fragrance, because again, I was really rooting that I really thought I was going to play against Branded today. This kind of shuts down Branded. What happens is when you go first, you activate this if they don't have Branded opening, I think. Honestly, if you go first and you activate this, they can't fuse. And then they start setting their cards, and then you start triggering all of your Murmillos, popping all of their cards. You can go into Exciton Knight, pop all their cards. So yeah, so this basically just shuts them down. D-Barrier for the mirror match for Kashtira and for Branded. Also, Change of Heart, Mind Control, and Econ. So out of all of these today, Econ put in the most work. So there was one line of play against Kashtira where I summoned Alumeris and detached to grab Murmillo so that I can pop the last card that they had set. I'm sorry, they had 2 cards set, but so that I could pop their set card. One of them happened to be a D-Barrier, so he activated D-Barrier, and I just chained Econ to get him off the board, because this is basically like a skill drain. So the card has to be face up. So I Econ, get the guy off the board. I summon my Murmillo, pop the last card, and then I stole his Kashtira, the ball. I stole the ball, and then I had a field spell on the board, so I got to banish it and then just continue my plays going after that. So Econ was really good. I might think about just taking these 2 out for just a third Econ, because also versus Effect Veiler plays or versus Impermanence plays, if I can Econ and then take their monster, I can continue going. But this is mainly for the mirror match, and I also bring it in against Kashtira, obviously, because they drop a ball or any kind of Exceed, and I can just take it and then go into Zeus after that. But that was that, and then 3 Lancias for going second against Branded, and for going first and second against Kashtira. But yeah, that's that for the side deck. And then the main deck is obviously, obviously 3 Sarahs. One of the Calaria. I actually did go into this guy. There was a point where I didn't want to play him, but I actually did go into this guy. I don't know what this name, Adipus. So he's broken, but I never went into him. 2 Rafflesias, 2 Penguiculas, and 1 Alumeris. I was playing this because there's turns where you can set up your board, summon Alumeris, with a Rafflesia next to it, and then next turn you can just extend further. Or if they kill it, then you can just summon your second Pingakula and extend further. But that never happened today. So I'm thinking about cutting that. Alameris is good. Evil Sworn Exciton Knight is great. Time Thief Redoer is amazing. I never summoned Babushka. I summoned Zeus every other game. And then this is the card that I wanted to make shine today, but it didn't do anything at all. Boral Sword Dragon. So the point of the Boral Sword Dragon, in case you guys are wondering, is if you open the regular combo, which is Boudica with Myrmidon, what winds up happening is you set up a board, you set up interruptions, and with just the follow-up coming from those two cards, you can summon Boral Sword Dragon with you can summon Boral Sword Dragon and have Pingakula on the board, and this right there is game. What you wind up doing is summoning a Boudica to pop one of their guys, whatever you floodgated or anything like that, and then this right here is just game. But yeah, that's the deck profile, guys. I went 4-1 undefeated until the last round. I'll be more prepared for Labyrinth next week. But yeah, that was it, guys. I hope you liked the deck profile. If you have any tips for me to play, please let me know in the comments down below. Shout outs to Gabi for loaning me cards. Shout outs to Diego for loaning me cards. Shout out to my son-in-law for actually coming and like spending some time with me today at the Yu-Gi-Oh store. I'm trying to get him into Yu-Gi-Oh and he's liking it so far. Shout out to Titan Games. And yeah, I'll catch you guys next time, all right? Peace.